Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Got some fun and exciting news for y'all today as RLCS EU Qual 4 has gotten underway. We have our top 16 teams, and we're going to break down, one, how those results happened in the double elimination, as well as discussing who's playing who in the first round of Swiss. Right out of the gate, let you guys know this is not officially confirmed, and by the time this video releases, they may have been confirmed. But this is us on my channel on Twitch if you guys want to come over, breaking down the results, how they came to be, and what should be the first round of Swiss. So with that said, let's jump straight into the bracket and kind of talk to you guys about the results. Pretty straightforward, I would say, across the board. You had the favorites for the most part making it through with a couple upsets here and there. K-Corp, obviously, BDS, Vitality, Mates Alpine, all the big names obviously making their way through. Team 3 with their roster change. If you guys haven't watched my roster change video, make sure you go check that out. But Team 3 making it through over Resolve. Resolve obviously rebuilding with Cash and Ivan. So crazy to see Team 3. I forgot who they replaced. Luna Galaxy, if you guys don't know, is Magnifico, who is your 5th seed overall. They have brought in a Chronic and now Expere as coach. Getting picked up, Magnifico now has organization representation. Stizzy went over to Dignitas. They did not make top 16. Luna Galaxy still showing a quick 3-0. We would assume they would have played Belagol as the high C. That's the speed hider, etc. Noasaki for Team 3. Thank you, Curry. But Belagol actually dropping, so I don't know who's on TST, but either way, Luna Galaxy ends up beating them. Mates over Wild, no surprise there. Jobless, which is the former Moist team, now did end up finding their win over Endpoint now that Endpoint no longer has smokes. Pretty crazy stuff there. Vitality makes it through, and then a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, actually. The Fast Forward team takes the new Oxygen roster. If you guys don't know, Joyo leaving Moist, which was the now Jobless team, and is going over to Oxygen in place of Ixo. So good to see Oxygen still, but Fast Forward putting up a good fight. You then had Dignity. I would say new team, but they just have a new name. They were able to get a point. They did make top 32 once a ways back. You got Tap Cougars actually dropping to Nordschleife. I'm butchering how do you say that, but you guys should know like Eugen and those. We'll talk more about them in a bit when we talk about seeding. Resolve does bounce back 100% over Novo, which is the team that I think we saw. Was it Rukia, the Swedish kid that made top 16 for the first time since like we haven't had Turbo in the space. Fast Forward does go 3-0 after their close result against Oxygen. George ends up making it. You then have Endpoint making it, even though no longer with smokes. And then Wild over Solary. Solary actually put up a pretty good fight. If you guys don't know, they've basically rebuilt the retirement home. Shazette, K-Dop, and Astral. So very close. Would have been cool to see those guys top 16, but Wild actually punching through. So that does give us our top 16 teams as follows, and we'll show the rosters, make it easy. So as someone clarified, it's Noasaki, who's now for Team 3. Luna Galaxy, like I mentioned, with a Chronic and Expere. Joyo coming over. Jobless now has Ixo instead. Basically a clean swap with him and Joyo. What else is new? The Dignity roster that I'm not familiar with coming in. Some new faces there. The Nordschleife, whatever. Eugen, obviously French. So, of course, they got to make it with Gom, who we've known for a while as well. And Pisky. Gridserve with the respawn. We've also got Lewis P and everybody else from 100%. I'm pretty sure it was Seamus who went over to where did Seamus go? They didn't qualify. Seamus went to Top Cougars. He used to be on, I'm pretty sure, on Fast Forward. So tough run for there, but Smokes after getting the boot from Endpoint does. It's pretty cool stuff. Toxic coming in. He ended up leaving Top Cougars. And then Wild. If Emil didn't play and they used Coach Billy, crazy stuff as well. But yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Tempo. I think Tempo's really, really good. So cool to see those guys get picked up. Either way, that's what we've got for the teams. But how do the matchups actually work out? How does the math all play out? They've actually simplified this. If you guys haven't seen me do this for NA, we're going to do it for EU really quick. These are the rules. In the past, it used to be based upon your seeding. However you performed, where you performed in the bracket, you took over that seed, and that's how things were determined. Then they would have one play 15, so there wasn't rematch. None of that stuff happens anymore. Straightforward. We take the ranks. We take the rankings, and that's it, which kind of gives us the answers for a majority of these teams. The European rankings are actually pretty clear-cut on who's at the top. So these are the ranks in order. K-Corp, Mates, Vitality, BDS, all the way down until we get to Jobless and Resolve, where there is a tie. So because there's a tie on RLCS points, we can then go to the next one. The most recent open qual final placement. They're awarded points. So we look at Jobless. They had 9 points in the most recent. Resolve had 6. So Jobless gets the high seed over Resolve. We then go down. Okay. Team 3, Endpoint, and Fast Forward. Okay. Endpoint and Fast Forward. Same situation where they have tied points. So most recent, they're tied at 4 apiece. So then we go to the next one. RLCS points or prizes reached across any open qualifier in this event for each starter. I could be wrong on this, but I think Endpoint gets the higher seed because of the overall point results. So if that's the case, that means that because of the higher overall placement here in Qual 1, they get the advantage in the tiebreaker because they have the best overall performance. We then drop down on the rest. There's no tiebreakers until we get to the very bottom between the team name I can't pronounce and George. They are tied at 4 apiece. They also don't have any previous results. So then we go to the Great Equalizer, which is their ranked MMR. I know this one is correct because we ended up looking it up. If you pull up the Start GG page, because they don't have any previous results, what ends up happening is you are going by just their initial ranked MMR. They have the overall 35 seed using ranked MMR, and George has the 36 seed. So they are literally ahead by 1 placement, and they get the nod. So Eugen and the boys end up getting the overall, which then brings us to these results. That is what we have for what is our assumed first round matchups. A-Corp versus George. I don't think that's how you say that, but that's what I'm going with. You've got Gentlemates Alpine going up against Nordschleife. Also not how you pronounce that. Vitality versus Dignity. BDS versus 100%. Luna Galaxy versus Wild. Oxygen versus Fast Forward. Jobless versus Endpoint. And Resolve against Team 3. Now, I could be wrong on these. So don't take them as fact. The only one that I'm kind of like on is these two with Forward and Endpoint. If you guys do have any additional questions, comments, concerns, as always, let me know down below or stop by the stream. I'm happy to answer any questions. I would assume sometime Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, is when they will announce the official matches for the RLCS. I will try to pin those as the top comment when those come out like I did last time. But if you do have questions in the meantime, happy to break things down. Come over to the stream, drop comments on the YouTube. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, notifications. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.